Thank you. Ooh, dynamism.
Because you seem to have approached it very much on your own terms. Would you sort of say that or agree with that or think I'm completely nuts?
No, I think you're probably barking up the correct tree. I think, well, I mean, it all started in 1992, I think, when the guys in the band at the time left the band, and I stopped trying to make sort of REM type, sort of guitar-y, indie music, and decided to make just music. And I think I've not really looked back since then. It's been a kind of just do it yourself and hope everybody else likes it sort of idea.
Because, I mean, as I say, I may be completely wrong, but I sort of liken you in a way to sort of Gavin Friday in the sense of, say, your stage persona, your personality, in the sense that you are offering people something a little different, something a little fresh, away from typical mainstream.
Yeah. Well, I think Gavin's probably a bit darker than I am.
Yes.
But yeah, I think, although I tend not to look at it as much as a sort of an alternative to other people, but sort of more just better than other people.
Yes, yes.
Now that seems very sort of not exactly the height of humility, but I mean it's simply that we like to sort of take everything to its limit,
And I mean, everything sort of started to come together for you as far as sort of commercial success, sort of about 95, hey?
Yeah, Casanova.
Yes, that's
third
right.
album.
Yes,
Yeah.
And did you expect to do it on that album? In the sense that you sort of had set yourself some kind of an agenda that you would like to achieve. That you could see that it could hit an audience that big.
Yeah, I think the first two albums were very much sort of just reveling in the fact that I was being able to sell records without sort of particularly having to do what I was supposed to do. But then after a couple of those, I thought, well, it's time to start sort of knuckle down and try and become sort of a bit of a pop star or something. Because as a teenager, I was always into the idea of being a pop star.
Okay.
Just seemed like a fun thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think with Casanova, I thought that this was the time to get the ball rolling, so to speak. And with the first two albums, we'd sort of developed a reasonable fan base, and that sort of, I think, Casanova was sort of sprung from that.
And how much would you say of of your personality that you have is actually reflective of who you are?
Or pure affectation. It depends. I think I sort of choose my persona for the part of the business that I'm doing.
Yes.
I mean, with Casanova, obviously, I went full tilt for the old lounge lizard type Burt Bacharach persona.
Yes.
But that was really it was a means to an end. The album was kind of a reflection of the sort of easy listening stroke lad culture, that was in its prime in '95. And I was kind of a complete caricature of myself at the time.
Yes.
But I enjoyed it. But with this new album, I've kind of tried to swing the emphasis back on the music, really.
Okay. So
maybe away from the smoking jackets and chaise longs and things.
Yeah, talking about that new album, what are people in for if they have, say, been a fan from day one, or maybe picked up, say, from Casanova onwards?
Yeah. Well, it's even bigger and better than before.
Right.
I think it's the best thing we've ever done, because it takes in like the best bits of all the previous albums in a way, and just sort of takes it one stage further. It's a bit more serious. It's a little less flippant, but then not much, because there are sort of I think maybe the jokes are just much bigger and less obvious. It's like you can't see the wood for the trees in a way.
Yeah. And sort of subject matter, pretty much on the same lines, or did you tackle new ground?
Engineered it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I've never really understood quite what a producer's meant to do.
Okay.
So we just make the album, and I mean a lot of the production really sort of goes into what you use to make it sound good, and that's largely a sort of an arrangement thing.
Sure.
Which is largely sort of me and Joby Talbot, who arranges it all for orchestra and stuff like that.
And as far as Casanova having done what it did for you, that whole expectation sort of vibe, was that there, or did it sort of actually give you that sort of a level of confidence that you could perhaps push the envelope a little further on this one?
Yeah, after Casanova, we did a short album about love, which is a sort of a 7-track orchestral thing.
That was the live one.
And
was that the live one?
Yeah. Well, pretty much live. Yeah. I actually overdubbed all the vocals, but never mind.
The little secret.
Well, we never really claimed it was live. We just
no joking.
That one sort of gave us the confidence to use an orchestra properly. But with this album, we kind of I think we planned it all a great deal better than usual, and it was actually quite.
Right. Okay. And
right to make it the way that it had to be made.
And where to from here? Now that all the hard work. Where to from here? Now that all the hard work has been done.
God knows. I think play the record to everybody.
Yeah.
Where to go? I think I'll just let that sort of drift around in my mind for a few months, just to see. Because actually, excuse me, this is kind of my favourite bit of the creative process, when you have absolutely nothing.
Yes.
And you're sort of starting from scratch again, and you can. At this moment, I can choose exactly, what I want to do for the next one, and nobody can tell me what to do.
It's an enviable place to be.
Yeah, it doesn't happen for long, though.
Yes.
Once you actually decide what it's going to sound like, then suddenly you have to sort of let everybody else in on it.
Yeah, and I mean also now, I mean, it's the interpretation part, which you're going to get every man and his dog coming back, which I think must be an interesting place in some respects.
Oh, it's always fascinating to know what people think.
Well, Neil, great. Thank you so much for your time. I know it's at a premium,
all right.
But all the best with it. And who knows? Maybe we can drag you down here at some point.
I'd love to come. I had cousins living down there for a long while, but I never got to go.
Yeah.
But, there you
go. But good luck, and thank you so much again for your time.
All right, cheers, Jason.
Cheers, bye now.
Bye-bye.